What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Welcome back to the Smoking Buzz channel. It's your boy, New Jersey Preem. Joined as always by my right hand man and co-host Jay Will. Welcome back to the Wake and Bake podcast, baby. Let's go.
What's going on, bro? We back?
Yes, sir. We back and we
Yeah.
motherfucking live. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Season
Yeah.
2. We right back at it.
Season dos.
Yeah, man. What's going on with you?
Not a damn thing, man. You know, same shit, different toilet.
I can dig it, man.
Feeling better. Hopefully looking better to you guys.
Yeah,
Your boy been
word.
struggling the last couple of days. I didn't had like an allergy attack and shit. You know, in my
Yeah.
family, we get allergies and we start looking like Martin after he fought Tommy Hitman Hearns and shit.
Oh, they swole up.
Facts. Facts.
Oh, man. So, shit, we ain't got to hold it. What we talking about today, man? What's going
We
on?
talking about some shit, but right before we get into that, how you feeling though, bro? How's everything with you?
Man, everything's cool, bro. Can't complain, man.
My
Glad we
guy
getting
baby
past.
birthday was recent. Shout out to my guy baby, happy birthday. Happy
Yeah,
belated.
yeah, for sure. She's 7, so I mean she grown now. She can leave the house.
Yeah, no
Gotta
doubt.
go
She
get her own
definitely could go
spot.
go to the
Yeah,
store now. Start going to the store for us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Definitely can walk
yeah,
down to
man.
Rita's and get some water ice now.
Yeah, you 7 now. You can move out, get
Word.
your own place.
You basically adult.
Yeah, you basically right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, for sure.
But yeah,
Um,
like bro said, we got some topics that we're gonna get into. We ain't gonna waste you guys' time. We're gonna start off with some shit like we've been going for a couple of weeks, but we still want to talk about some shit that we've been seeing. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main
gotta catch
topics that I
up.
wanted to right, one of the main topics that I wanted to speak on was what happened between Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharpe, for real.
Mm,
So if for those of you who don't know or haven't been like in the know between what's going on with Ray and Shay, Ray Lewis was on a podcast not too long ago and was asked about Shannon Sharpe, and he said something to the extent that him and Shannon Sharpe are not no longer as close as they once were, or maybe to the point that they're no longer even speaking because of the person that Shannon Sharpe has become. The guy asked him to give him examples. He said smoking and drinking for one, and he also said, because I want to point this out because a lot of people don't point it out. Well, the real reason is because Shannon said that his family battled with alcoholism and shit. So to watch him go down that path is alarming to Ray Lewis and shit. Um, Also, I feel like that's a whole bunch of bullshit too. But that was what was said from Ray Lewis on that podcast, not verbatim,
mm,
but to a, you know what I'm saying, to a certain
right.
extent and shit.
Okay.
Um, we talked about this, you know, off and on throughout the couple of weeks since this shit happened, but we really get the chance to really break this shit down today. In my opinion, I think that it comes from a place of jealousy because this is the same guy that let you sleep in his basement when you was going through your trial. If you guys can hear
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm still a little bit stuffed up this shit from the
Mm-hmm.
allergies and shit. But this is the same guy that was that your loudest supporter, especially when it came to the players on your team during your trial. Um, to this day, he still shows you nothing but grace and respect. His response to it seemed like he was more hurt than anything because it's coming from a person that, in my opinion, that he really loved and respect and shit. So
Right.
I feel like Ray, and the reason why it says holier than thou, because, and I hate to go this way, but you know those Christians, man, like you forget about all the shit that you went through, all the shit, all the hardships that you had to
Mm-hmm.
go through because you made it out. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But then you go ahead and you judge other people based off of the shit they going through. Saying
Right.
that you don't fuck with him no more because of the whole smoking and drinking thing. He don't smoke. That was a prop for a character. But the drinking thing, come on, bro. He could have been drinking the whole time. The issue is your ass didn't pay attention to it because we was playing football. And but why do you care? He had Club Shay Shay popping off in Denver, didn't he? When John Elway would come through and shit. They was playing cards and drink. He probably wasn't partaking in the drinking shit because he is a professional athlete. And if you're a professional athlete, one thing you don't want to do is smoke and drink. Not saying that they don't, because a lot of them, especially back in the 80s, 90s, 70s, you know what I'm saying? Back then, they did smoke and drink and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Shannon Sharpe looked like one of those athletes that didn't want to do nothing that jeopardizes his body. He was but a 6th round, 5th round draft pick or some shit like that.
Right.
So it's like he had to make sure that he was in the best possible shape at all times. You know what I'm saying? But
That's a
what you
fact.
think about this, bro? Like, what do you think about Ray Lewis? Not necessarily attacking Shannon, but coming at Shannon the way he came at him.
I don't get me personally. I don't get none of it. Like it's kind of weird. So like, I mean, I'm only assuming. Like, what's your thing against people having a drink? I guess that's more or less my thing. Like,
Right.
because no drinking or smoking. Now, it's one thing if something is uncontrollable, you don't have no grasp on something. Like, let's just say drinking alcohol. No, like you need an AA or something like that. That
Right.
that's one thing. But how many people do you come across in your daily that may have a drink here and there, may smoke here and there?
Right.
That no, but I don't understand why is it like on why you on Shannon. I'm sure you come across people that may have a drink here and there, or may smoke a cigarette, a cigar. It's really not that deep. I don't think he's a changed person. Like he said he's taking part in doing these things. The guy had to listen. The guy literally used to, you to drink the hen dog and all that. Drinking the henny
Facts.
and taking shots when he was on Skip and Skin. I mean, he would be at home. He'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna get you on Monday." You know what I mean? Like he like that. That's what he done. So I
Yeah.
don't I just don't get
It's
where
a character that he was playing. But go ahead.
but no, I don't even think it's a character. I don't think you just start drinking because of a character. I think he's having a drink. He's enjoyed it. Coming from where you can, that man he should be able to enjoy life and have a small vice.
Yeah,
Again, as
facts.
long as it's
Especially with
not.
him and his brother being the last living slaves and shit. I did not mean to do that. My bad.
I mean, but yeah, like I mean, I just don't think it's that serious. Me personally, not enough to disrupt a supposed friendship. You dig what I'm saying? And trying to,
Right.
especially at the time, you know what I mean. No Shannon's going through. If anything, you should be the main person returning that favor. Like, you know what, man? Look, you making sure you good. Don't worry about it. I got you. If I think I'm speaking up on behalf of the person that I know.
Right.
The type of person he is, the character. Of who Shannon Sharpe is, man. Like that.
You
That's.
know what
I
I
think that
think
should
that
be
this
the
stems
bigger
from?
focus.
I think it stems from that episode of Undisputed when Shannon called Ray out on his stance with the whole protesting thing
Mm-hmm.
and how he was protesting and Ray said I was praying and shit. And, I think that rubbed Ray Lewis the wrong way ever since then. If I'm not mistaken, that could have been Ray Lewis' last appearance on Undisputed. You know what I'm saying? He might have had maybe one or two more after that, but it wasn't shortly after that until he like when he stopped coming on that show. And I think that really bothered Ray a lot. Shannon calling him out on how he was acting during that time and the things that he was saying and doing during that time. I think that really bothered Ray a lot, and I think it still bothers Ray to this day. And that's why we get the reactions and actions of Ray Lewis when it comes to Shannon Sharpe, in my opinion.
Why was Ray praying? What was he
I
praying
guess
about?
I guess he was praying for the nonsense to stop. You
You
know what I'm
couldn't
saying?
you couldn't have did that before or after?
In the Steve Harvey suit. Well, see, and that's the thing though. A lot of the teams pray in a huddle. You know what I'm saying? They don't pray in a straight line. You know what I'm saying? Down the sideline, they get in the huddle when they pray and shit like that. And I'm pretty sure Ray did that inside the huddle too. But if he said he was praying, I'm not about to sit here and argue that. Not. But the optics look like you was out there protesting with your brothers as you should have been. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, that tells me. I mean, 'cause when you watch it, like everybody's taking a knee. Ray is on two knees, so that tells me, nigga,
Pause.
like, yeah, definitely. And it said like he already had this planned out. Like, yeah, I'm down with y'all, but in case
hmm
it get a little too hot, I'm gonna just say I
hmm
was praying. And to me, it just it's fake. It just sounds fake to me. All
Yeah,
of this actually seems right to me on Ray's behalf. Like, and
I
it's
completely
crazy
agree.
because the only person, as far as people, somebody changing, the only person that seems like they changed is you.
Facts.
Or even a better question, who were you to start with? Because we really don't know. You're praying one minute, you're trying to kill somebody the next. We don't know. We don't know who you are at this point. We thought we
Flip,
did. Man,
flipping the switch.
he just flipping it. I guess he's just flipping it back the other way now. Hey man, the best of. the Shannon Ray, both of them. It's just I just think it's unnecessary.
No doubt.
And every time somebody asks you a question, man, and the time when we watch younger people get on platforms and say crazy things, but Ray, sometimes you ain't gotta answer everything, man. You ain't gotta answer everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't always feel pressured by an interviewer to answer a certain. Or if you're gonna answer it honestly,
Yeah, don't beat around the bush. You
yeah,
know what
just
I'm
that's
saying?
that's that's my guy. Like really I didn't realize having a drink. If that's the case, how you feel about kids having candy?
Word,
Me,
word,
shit, sugar
word.
done more damage to people's families and communities than drugs did.
No
If you
doubt.
really
No
want to be
bullshit.
honest,
No bullshit.
if you really want to break it down and go into that,
No bullshit. See, I don't think that. Like, I think, like I
what we
said, I
talking
think it's
about?
coming from a place of jealousy.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Don't know. Neither of these guys are their personal relationships with each other. But I'm just saying, from the outside looking in, for you to go the way you went, um, it's just, especially because y'all was supposed to be considered close enough to where as though you should be able to have that type of conversation. You
right,
know what I'm saying, with your homeboy and shit. Oh, we got the
right,
phone ringing in the background.
yeah. Go ahead.
Nah, it's cool. But we gonna keep this shit moving and shit. We talked about Ray, we talked about Shay and shit. And then there's some other people that's been in the news a lot recently too.
Uh
Uh and these
oh.
motherfuckers has been in the news. They both from Harlem, they both from New York and shit.
Oh shoot.
So one thing for sure, we know that it's gonna be funny. And shit. We know it's gonna be
Yeah.
funny and shit.
Yeah,
Eh,
pretty much.
Hold
Oh
up, because I
man.
can't even get, it's not even popping up now. And shit, hold on. Uh,
Yeah.
there we go. There we go. We got your OG out here in the news again, bro. We got your guy, you know what I'm saying,
Is that
out
my
in the
guy?
news again. Yeah.
Oh man, don't do me like that. Not my guy.
The OG Dame Dash is in the news. Him and Cam. It really started with Dame and 50. And
Mm-hmm.
shit. And somehow it moved over to Dame and Cam. I think it was even before 50 announced that he had brought the rights or whatever to Paid in Full. I think
Mm-hmm.
it moved over to Cam even before that.
Right.
Excuse me. But
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
but
So
recently,
sorry.
you if you
So sorry.
guys has been paying attention to what's been going on social media. Look, I don't even know the entire story between Cam and Dame. I think you might be more equipped to tell the story than I would.
Okay.
But one thing I do know for sure is it started with 50 and somehow it went over to Cam and Dame to a point where every time I hear Cam's version of it, I'm like, it seems logical. And every time I hear a Dame version of it, I'm like, you sound real childish. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
rock out, and you let us know how this shit when started. And shit.
Well, so I'm a little like I ain't gonna lie. The back and forth has been crazy. It's,
Facts.
it's been a lot going on. So I think to me, and don't quote me on it. I may be wrong. If I am, somebody get in the comments, let me know. But I think this all came from him saying something about, I guess, a movie Dame did on his streaming network, America New, called Honor Up. And I
Honor up.
guess,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I think he was basically saying he didn't like the movie, and basically, I guess like Dame's just one of them dudes. Like he didn't even want to be in the movie, let alone. But he said like, "This is my guy." He got guilted into it, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And
And
I just think,
you talk about Cam. Cam is this is Cam
mhm,
perspective. Okay.
yeah, and I guess then he had a push problem because he felt like you didn't promote the movie, whatever the case may be. And honestly, it just
Okay.
went back and forth. But I do remember now the 50 Cent thing that was even earlier because
Right.
uh see, and that's great. I don't even exactly remember what that's about. It's like what was that? Was it because his teeth fell out or some kind of shit?
It might have been 50 making fun of his teeth falling out and shit.
It was something crazy, but either or. The whole thing with him and Kim, I just think it's weird. Like I never thought I'd have seen this in a million years.
I mean, the defamation suit for 300 mil is crazy. Um, just based
Yeah.
off the fact that because like the whole time throughout, it seemed like no matter what y'all said, Cam is cool with it. But
Mm-hmm.
now all of a sudden there's an issue on your end, like oh he caused issues to you and your family and shit based off the words he's saying. And I'm like, why are you trying to get a quick lick off of someone that you low key cool with? You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's how I'm looking at it. Like you guys are still
Right.
cool. I think you're just doing some weird shit, and I think that's how Cam looking at it also. Like, like we cool, you just on some weird tight timing and shit. You know what I'm
Oh no no
saying?
no no no
Like
no. We not cool.
he was willing to get that nigga a mill,
Bro.
even when
We
he was doing it, and then he said, "Yo, I'm gonna talk about this shit." You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they ain't out of pocket.
And he telling them go ahead, it's cool. Like at least that's out of Cam's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Cam said that himself and shit. Like that him and Mace was gonna put together their shit, give him a mill,
Yeah,
and
the bottom,
Dame
the third of
Dame
reasonable doubt.
yeah, Dame messaged him and said, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna talk about you and this Jay-Z shit and this 50 shit." You know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. And he said,
Yeah,
"Man, go ahead, do whatever you want to do, whatever." Right. So if y'all discussed that we was already going to talk about this shit, and you know how Cam, y'all both from, you know what I'm saying, that type of place that if you talk about me, I'm gonna talk about you. You take jabs, I'm gonna take jabs back, type shit. So like, I don't understand why you even go to this extent of suing when you basically, you know what I'm saying, started it, type shit. Like,
it,
for
it's
lack of
it's
a better phrase.
it's very Drake of him.
Word,
Typical
word.
typical light skin behavior. Um, yeah, it's all weird, man. I feel like this is just a desperate. Sometimes they always say, watch who you offend on the way up because you're gonna have to see them people on your way down. And I think
That's a fact.
Dame went, he has a long ways to go down, and I think he's just seeing it. Oh, you gotta think Rockefeller ended what 04
Yeah, yeah,
from like 96 to 04. So
right.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't want to be a chatty patty, counting his pockets or nothing. But what the hell he been doing since 2004? That what I mean. We known him for being a music executive,
Right.
but I haven't
Entrepreneur
seen
and shit.
entrepreneur. I mean, I know he
Right,
did something
yeah.
with a company, Rachel Roy or whatever. Him and like his ex-wife and all that. But it's like
Right.
that was the only thing we could actually point out. And I'm not even that knowledgeable on Rachel Roy to be completely honest. It's just something he be saying.
Same
Um,
here.
yeah, you know what I mean. To be completely honest, I guess it's some clothing shit. You know what I mean, whatever. But I
Right.
don't hear about Rachel Roy just in general. I just hear about it when you talk about it. I ain't never heard nobody say nothing about Rachel Roy. But what else he did here with it? And I'm being honest, I don't know.
I understand.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Dame just he just down on his luck. I think he just offended a lot of people. He burned a lot of bridges. So now when he just spazzing on everybody because
Yeah.
now it's like obviously you ain't gonna get no help or no assistance from the people you offended. So now I feel like he's looking at because from what I'm hearing, like Dame put a lot of people on. He helped a lot of people, but it seemed like the people he helped, he started to kind of go after them, right?
Right.
So people like Lee Daniels,
Right.
Kevin Hart,
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West, what I mean, so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
I thought the relationship him and Cam had was a lot closer than a lot of the ones. Maybe because it seemed like they knew each other prior to music. They both from Harlem or whatever, same
Right.
neighborhood. So, and I just thought that was kind of weird, man. It's like I could even see. I would probably assume that you would have this type of issue with Kanye more than you would with Cam, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
Kanye was damn near a billionaire at one time. At least what they said, and
Yeah.
mm, yeah, I just I don't get the angle. It kind of came out of nowhere. It seemed like y'all was just doing the quote unquote Harlem thing. Y'all just
That's what I'm
jonesing,
saying. Facts.
busting jokes on each other, and
Facts.
it got serious. But I think before I just let you go, I think me personally, I do feel like in life sometimes people just outgrow each other. I think sometimes motherfuckers will maintain a friendship just because of how long we've known each other. But I
Mm-hmm.
felt like at different points, maybe both of them kind of didn't care for certain things the other person is doing, and I think sometimes you almost those things almost get put into a safe, and it's
Right.
like all it takes is for one person to be honest about something. Now everything's coming out how you felt about
Uh-huh.
that person the whole
Uh-huh.
time, and I think
Hmm.
that's probably what's going on with Cam and Dane.
I think you hit that shit right, bro. I think that was perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hold up. Because I ain't mean to do that earlier, but we're gonna do that now. I think that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? What you just said. I ain't got too much to say about nothing else outside of that for real. I think that was perfect. One thing that I will say though, I think that Dame is one of the most opportunistic niggas in the game. So if he sees an opportunity to get like um, not even just money, but to get consistent people, like getting people to talk about him consistently, getting his name in the news. You know what I'm saying? That momentum that you need, those click throughs and shit like that. Dame is
Mm-hmm.
going to take that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely
But
going to take
why?
that shit
But why?
because that's the type of time he's on. We've been watching it. Every time we see this nigga do any type of interview, you know what I'm saying? He's crashing out in damn near every interview and shit. He's beefing with everybody he's talking to at this point. I just saw that on the, the Breakfast Club, the whole thing with him and Charlemagne and the whole thing with him and
Mm-hmm.
Envy. Now him and Envy having a backyard contest. You know what I'm saying? You show your backyard and who backyard is better. And I'm like, that shit is really childish in my opinion. We
But
talked about this
why?
before. And
I
shit.
think
That's what I'm saying. That shit
the
is
why,
extremely
like,
childish in my opinion.
because my thing is if we're assuming, okay, Dame, you might be the issue, and you are trying to garner attention for something. The question is why.
Right.
Like most people, you got like people was 50 was always accused back in the day. He going to stir up some drama because he got an album coming out. He got something going on, and
Right.
get my name out. And this is what I have going on. What does Dame have going on?
I get what you're saying. Like, what is the whole purpose of this? Like, are
Where are
you
you trying
just
to
trying
send
to?
this?
Yeah,
Where
right.
are you sending the traffic?
What,
Like America New.
great
We
question.
all know
Right,
about America New. The movies it's just not good.
right.
It's not that we don't know about it. It's just not that good. So if that's the idea, bro, you burning bridges, and it's not like this is. I don't know if it's worth it.
I can agree wholeheartedly with that. For real, I can agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
I don't know where his end game quote unquote is and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Um, and just to button this whole thing up, all this shit was for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We
for
don't want to
sure.
be a part of the no legal nothing when it comes to anything. All alleged entertainment purposes. Shout out to Nicki Minaj and
Yeah,
shit.
I can't afford to get sued. I ain't a boss.
Facts.
I ain't a boss.
No bullshit.
You
No
only a
bullshit.
boss if you put your own money up.
Facts.
Remember that. Remember that.
But look, all right. So it's some other shit that you know what I'm saying. We don't have to really get into it, but yeah, your other boy was in the news a lot lately too. Young Thug and shit was in the news a lot lately and shit. He had
Whoop
some
de
phone.
doo, New Jersey Preem. Whoop de doo.
Whoop de do.
Whoop de doo.
We had this nigga in the news a lot lately for some phone calls that was pre-recorded that was put out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of the main phone calls that a lot of people was talking about was his conversation about Kendrick Lamar, and then his conversation about Drake, and then his conversation about J. Cole and
A
Andre
lot of
3000.
conversations. A
Yeah,
lot
his
of talk.
conversation about Lil Durk, his conversation about his own woman at the time and shit. So it's like, bro, they said that he was doing his Maisha diaries at that point. You know what I'm saying? What his lessons of the day type shit.
Mm-hmm.
But just to touch on this shit real quick, we ain't gonna get into it. Whatever. Um, you got to be careful when you're doing shit like that, especially because when you get on those phone calls, they said this call will be recorded. So when you get on the phone calls
Bruh.
and you start talking crazy and shit, just know that that's 100% your fault. You know what I'm saying? That's you can't
Bruh.
blame nobody. This is shit. I believe it is public access. I believe you can go and get these fucking phone calls and shit. So it's not like niggas is like ratting on you and shit. Or well, I mean, I guess it is called considered, you know, since shit, whatever. But bro, like that's just a bad look when you hear that the first thing you hear on those phone calls is this phone call will be recorded, and then you say some wild shit.
Nah,
While these phone
they
calls is being
they not,
recorded.
they never mind that. I guess.
Like I can't, bro. I didn't talk to. I never been to prison. God forbid I ever get there. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? But I didn't talk to enough motherfuckers that's there to know that that's one of the first things that you hear. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
hear where they calling from, and you hear that this call is being recorded.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
and in certain places, because you know when certain family members call, they be like, hey, if you don't want this call to be recorded, you have to call this number to do this and pay this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if thugs people didn't want to pay that little fee and shit, or he didn't know nothing about it, didn't offer it, depending on
I
where he
assume
was at.
I would assume
You know
that
what I'm
it's
saying?
always gonna be recorded though.
Right. Well, yeah,
It,
true. Yeah, no doubt.
it's
No doubt.
always
Yeah.
gonna be
Right.
recorded. Yeah, I didn't even because I didn't know that was even a thing as you would describe it because you were inmate. You don't get no rights like that.
Yeah, no, it's an option. It's an option on there. I know when my people call it is an option on there.
Oh
Now I
yeah,
never chose it, you know what I'm saying, because I don't know how that shit worked, and I ain't trying to pay
yeah,
no bread, no extra bread than I had to and shit.
yeah. That's crazy.
But but it's definitely an option up there now and shit. But that's just a nasty look. Like I said, that's the first thing that you hear on these phone calls. I don't know if he was talking to his agent or if he was talking just to random people and shit at the
Mm-hmm.
times and shit like that. But that's just a nasty look, bro. When one of the first things that you hear is these calls will be recorded. You are a celebrity. You are a quote unquote superstar. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that when you're doing and saying things like that, people are going to want to try to make money off of you, bro. That's
Right.
basically how it was. That's how it is. Whoever leaked those Jones is did it because they want to get some bread. It wasn't because of anything that had to do with you personally, probably are the people that you was talking about. It just was the simple fact that they wanted to get some money, and you was the most famous motherfucker in that prison at that time.
Right.
So y'all gotta be careful, man. And then like, I know who the fuck are we to tell these motherfuckers that they got to do anything and shit like that. But game is game, my nigga. You just know that if you being recorded, it's certain shit. Shit, we being recorded right now, motherfucking. There's certain shit that we won't say. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit that you not gonna get us to motherfucking say. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the situation, and you just
Yeah.
gotta understand that. But that was my opinion on that. And you got anything you gotta say about Thugger?
Um, I think people got to stop, especially with entertainers, celebrities, athletes, all the above. Especially people who come from the inner city, urban communities.
Right.
We got to remember what we're here for, man. We got to keep the main thing, and what we're trying to accomplish. I don't get how we're trying to go get away from not great conditions to make it, to get the get the money, the fame, whatever you're trying to get out of it, just to want to turn back around and cosplay as Scarface. I don't get it. Like
I get what
you
you're
could
saying, yeah.
you could have stayed where the fuck you was at and did all
Right.
that.
But
So
see, a lot of people got that mindset is because they never had the money to do the shit they wanted to do as Scarface.
yeah,
So
but
now, when you
that
get the
means
bread,
you wasn't meant to do that. You was meant to
I get
make these
right, no
songs.
doubt, no
So
doubt, no doubt.
follow your motherfucking calling,
Right,
nigga. And this is
right.
why you getting caught the fuck up. Because you know what? It wouldn't have worked in your yesterdays. I don't know why the fuck you think it's gonna work in your todays. But let me tell you, your music, that's working. That worked in your yesterdays. That's why you have the today you have. So
No
how
bullshit.
about you? So how about you accept the blessings that the upstairs gave you, and and change all of that. Change so don't nobody else ever gotta see or experience these things in your in your family tree,
Facts.
all that, man. I just think that's super corny. It's like what are we doing here? Like
Nah, I can
you
agree
was
with that.
chosen. You was
I can
chosen,
agree
man.
with that.
It's mad niggas in my neighborhood that want to that out here trying to rap. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's gonna be the thing that get them out, but
Right.
and some people hopefully it will. But when your blessing has been identified, bro, you don't throw it away. Like y'all be out here treating it
Not
like
over
it's
some shit
nothing.
like that. Yeah, not over
Y'all
some
be
shit
out
like
here
that.
treating it over nothing just so y'all can be out here cosplaying, man.
Right.
Like
So
that's
you
some.
you could portray something that you're not that you're not. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
completely agree with you. I
it,
completely agree with you.
it,
But we
it's
about to
stupid.
pivot from that conversation and shit because it's football season, man,
It
and
is. It
it's the
is.
best time of the year, in my opinion. When it's early in the season, everybody is optimistic, except for a couple of teams. You know what I'm saying? It's certain teams in the league that they just know that, well, this is it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of other people are really optimistic about their teams and about how they're playing and shit like that. So we get a
Yeah.
chance every week now on this podcast. This is our first week back. First of all, we got, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for having us back. We appreciate everybody that's
Word.
here watching with us. Everybody that's hitting that like button, everybody that's hitting that follow button, all that shit, right? I'm still
Yep.
battling my motherfucking allergy attack, but we hear it. Y'all feel me? We hear
Yeah.
it. But we're gonna get into our picks of the week, right? So last week I went 13-3. My bro wasn't here to give his picks and
Mm-hmm.
shit. Honestly I just forgot to make a graphic up for him and pick his picks and shit. But I went 13-3 last week and shit. I
Okay.
plan on going that or better this way. I'm trying to get a clean 16-0 before we, you know what I'm saying, we get out of here
Right.
in week 17 and shit. I'm not talking about the podcast, I'm talking about the season, of course, and shit. So I'm gonna show mine first because honestly, it's the same thing. I'm keeping 100 with y'all.
Yeah,
Shit,
but
like
I was waiting for you to just
it's
say that, bro. Just he said I
it's
want
the
to go
same
first.
fucking thing and shit. You know what I'm saying? We
I
got
ain't
the
got.
same picks. We didn't discuss this shit. I did
Nah, we
mine like a
didn't.
week in advance. We did his
Yeah,
yesterday. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
He
it's
said
like
he wanted to do his to make sure y'all know that he didn't just copy off of me. Is what he was trying to.
and
But
vice
no.
versa. But you see how I gave you your respect by saying that you did yours yesterday. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You
we
know what
can
I'm
get
saying?
into it.
So as you guys can see, I already had the Bills over what's the name, Miami and shit, and that was
Mm-hmm.
an easy pick in my opinion. I think a lot of these might be quote unquote easy picks, but you never know. It's the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
then you got Minnesota over the battle of the backups because we got
Mm-hmm.
Jake Browning and then we got Carson Wentz starting for his I think they said 6th or 7th team and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like this is his a start for his 6th or 7th team in the NFL. But Carson Wentz will be the starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, and Jake Browning will be the starting quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. It's basically about who's going to be able to use their weapons the best. I think Carson Wentz will be able to do that with the guys that he has, um, and just because of his experience as a starting quarterback in the NFL. Then you got the Texans and the Jaguars. Texans got a chance of starting off at 3-0. I mean 0-3 and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the main reason why I picked them, just because they desperate and they gotta get a they gotta get a win. You know what I'm saying? And they got the talent to do so also. So it's like they just gotta go out there and they gotta put this shit all together for 4 quarters for real. So I think they will do that this week against the Jaguars. Um Indiana Indianapolis versus Tennessee. We both have Indianapolis, of course. I'm going with the Bengals. Okay. Shout out to wife. Hold up. Shout out to the wife. You know what I'm saying? But we both got the Colts going into this game right here.
Mm.
And they call my boy Indiana Jones out there. They call him Danny Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones out there. Boy, I'm like, that's a hard nickname. I ain't gonna front. That's a tough nickname right there.
Well,
But he doing his thing, bro. The first 2 games, bro, they want 10 straight possessions of scoring a touchdown.
mm.
Um, the first team in the history, well, in the first team in the Super Bowl era to go 2 straight games to start the season 2 straight games without punting is the Indianapolis
Mm.
Colts. I it kind of somebody made this suggestion. I heard it somewhere, and I wish I can remember who it was to give them the credit. But they said that they kind of remind them of the Saints of last year, where they started off hot the first 2 weeks, and then you kind of
Mm-hmm.
figured out, oh, they're just a regular team. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing special about them and shit like that. So I kind of feel the same way about Indy this year, but I do think that out of the 2 teams that's playing them in Tennessee, that they are the better team as of right now. Shout out to Cam Ward. His offensive line is shitty, but that's just what you got to deal with as a rookie. Then
Yeah.
at the game after that, you got the Steelers and the Patriots. We both have the Steelers in that game. Patriots surprisingly has been playing really good the first 2 weeks. Of course, they beat the shit out of Miami, but then when you look at Miami now, it's like do that really matter? But that last game, I believe it was a close game and shit like that. Hold on. Hold on. See, look, the thing about it is, bro, my co-host is not a Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying? My co-host not a Cowboy fan. But we'll get to that game
Oh
when we get
Lord.
there. We'll get to that game when we get there. You feel me? Right now, we're talking about the Steelers and the Patriots. I think that the Steelers, with the veteran team they have, would just come through and get the win when they need to. Aaron Rodgers will bounce back from a bad game that he had last week, and they'll get this done. Probably in the close game, maybe 23-24. I mean, 23-21, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the Browns. We got Green Bay Packers at the Cleveland Browns. We both got Green Bay Packers. I don't think we need to wait too long on that one. And then we got one of the games of the week for the podcast. Not necessarily just because the team playing is one of the host teams, but just because this is one of the best games of the week. This is a rematch from the NFC
Yeah.
semi-conference, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That game, you know, the divisional round and shit, whatever. The Eagles, the Los Angeles Rams at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Before we get into it, bro, I'm gonna let you take the floor on that one. And hold up, hold up.
Word.
I ain't mean to show that one. I want to show this one. He just said, "Go Birds."
Word.
So we'll go ahead. You'll let you.
Go
We
Birds.
both picked the Rams in this game. Like I said, our
Mm-hmm.
list is completely the same. It's not no difference on it. It's just both great minds think alike type shit. But
Yeah. Yeah.
he picked the Rams. Go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
I mean, apparently, I guess he feels the Eagles are going to beat the Rams. I mean, that's why they play the game. I mean, I'm not that invested into it like that. I mean, I am a Rams fan. That goes without a doubt. But we still had to, pick all the games.
Oh
But
yeah.
we'll find out. We will
Oh yeah.
find out. You know what I mean? It
I
should
say,
be a
look,
good
I'm gonna
game.
say this though. I'm gonna say this though. If the Rams come out and score early, if the Rams come out and score early, it might
Mm-hmm.
be a blowout. You hear me? And so you can say I'm hating. I don't give a fuck. It
Mm-hmm.
it might be a whole. No, hold up. It might be a whole blowout if the Rams come out and score early. I'm talking about on their first two possessions, they go straight down the field and they score a touchdown. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas is like that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like trash out on the field, but because that's how the Eagles' offense has been looking the first 2 weeks. So if the Rams, which is an explosive offense, an offense that can go and not only drive score quickly, but they could give you a 12 play
Mm-hmm.
drive and wear your defense down. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They can give
Yeah.
you a 13 play. You know what I'm saying? Kyron Williams
Yeah.
10 run
But
drive. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like
But we do have to acknowledge. I mean, it's very. We got to acknowledge the Eagles are they're the Super Bowl champs. You got to acknowledge it.
without a doubt,
You know
without a
what I mean? We
doubt.
got to acknowledge it. Ain't no bias stuff. You know what I mean? We just do
Oh
feel
no,
like
I'm
it's
biased.
football. It's football. Every game has to get played. We just picking. We never said every pick is going to be correct. We
I'm
just
going
never
16 to
know.
0 this week. I'm going 16 to 0 this week.
I'm
You feel
trying
me?
to. You know what I mean?
You feel me?
We
But
trying to.
yeah, we got the Rams over the Eagles. The Eagles started out this year kind of sluggish on the offensive end. Defensive end honestly locked in the second half of that first game of the year into the next two games. The Eagles defense definitely has locked in this shit. Our next game, this shit, they definitely was on
Word.
their shit. I'll give them credit for that. No bullshit. But offensively, if you're not getting over 100-yard passing, that's going to be a hard time to keep up with an offense that can score. That's all I'm saying. And
Right.
you're really going to be depending on Saquon to have some big ass runs. And then we know Saquon
Now
to
Saquon can
be
get
the
those
the
runs though.
Rams.
Cause we
Yeah,
played we played
yeah.
they
We
said when
know
we played
Saquon
them,
to be the Rams. Achilles heel
we play
and
I
shit.
think we
Like,
played him twice. Listen,
yeah, I think he had like 400 rushing yards between two games.
maybe five, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe five, bro.
Like nah, Saquon. Like when it
Like
comes to Saquon versus the Rams,
yeah,
he kind of eat. He kind of get busy out there and
yeah,
shit.
man.
So
And then they got the tush push and all that. It's like he's got they got the biggest offensive
I'm
line
not
that
mad
I've
at the
ever
tush push,
seen.
bro. Look, the tush push shit for me is this: if you can't stop it, then I'm gonna keep doing it. Look, I told you this before. Like if
What the hold up.
if I do something, what do you say?
Hey yo.
One time where he said Dak was better than Hurts. He is, nigga. The fuck? Hold up.
Oh, hold on.
Don't get me stuck, bro. What?
Hold on. Hey, man, we appreciate Sean Turk, man, for the comments, though. We do. Appreciate you,
Nah, that's
brother.
my guy. That's my guy. That's
Oh,
my
you know, buddy.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Oh,
my
okay.
guy and shit.
All right,
Like,
all right.
that's my
What's up?
guy.
Well, thanks for watching, man. Appreciate you.
But yeah, he know what he doing. I'm not getting into it. Let me focus, man.
Okay, y'all
let
got
me
personal
focus
stuff.
and
Y'all bringing
shit.
on the
Like,
goddamn
I'm
next
not trying,
game,
but
man.
look, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm trying to keep it 100. Like the Eagles definitely can win this game, especially if Saquon does what Saquon do.
He said,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not look. I'm not trying to be biased at all, bro. No
Word.
bullshit.
I can dig it.
Saquon, I mean, they can win this game if Saquon does what Saquon does against the fucking Rams. But if they dependent on Jalen Hurts to drop back and keep up with this offense, I don't think that's going to be able to happen, bro. For real. And I think it's more so because I think the NFL noticed that if you play zone defense against Jalen Hurts, he's either going to try to run or he's going to throw short. He's not going to really look deep or to the sidelines for his guys. I mean, the
I
first two
think what
games showed you that. And they've been
I,
playing hella zone against this man.
I think the Rams' best chance to win. I mean, obviously, offense. We're going to put up points, but we have to kind of make Jalen Hurts win the game for him.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Hurts, much as people like to say, well, Jalen Hurts doesn't do this or that. Jalen Hurts does what you need him to do to win the game. You know what I mean? He's not
Right.
going to try to overdo it. He's not going to throw away the game. But that's exactly
That's a
what the
fact.
hell we need.
That's a
Because,
fact.
you know, now, no, do I think overall he's not the best quarterback. I mean, as far as the aspect of dropping back and throwing the ball,
Right.
nah, I mean, he not that he can't, but I mean, I've seen better. You
Right.
know what I mean? He has really good receivers, and I would prefer that than them giving that ball to Saquon and letting them big fellas attack, attack. So, that's what that is though. But you can't hate on him too much because football is a team game. You heard what he told Buddy. You heard what he tell Buddy from the Chiefs? He said
Oh,
you
he
ain't got
said,
100 yards. He said, "Well, okay, we win the
yeah,
game. Shut up."
shut up.
Which he
Yeah.
right. We
That's a
here to win
fact.
games.
That's a
He is
fact. But
right
look,
though.
and
So
that's
all
why I said,
fairness.
bro, I give Jalen Hurts all the credit in the world because he does exactly what they asked him to do to win these games. No more, no less. The thing about it is, in my opinion, the reason why he's not going to be compared to all the other quarterbacks is because all the other quarterbacks are asked to do
Hold
so
on,
much more and shit.
real quick. I do want to comment on something. And I've heard he had no other offensive coordinators. The only reason I can't let him get that off is because you reading the defense and you throwing knuckleballs out that joint ain't got nothing to do with your offensive coordinator. You just need to learn how to read defenses properly
I can
because
agree with that.
that's just the game plan and but where you place that ball and how you throw, how you release it, that ain't got nothing to do with the offensive coordinator. He's just not a great thrower of the ball.
I agree with
But go
that.
ahead, continue.
I agree with that. Nah, as a matter of fact, we offer this because we got so many more picks that we
Yeah,
got to get through.
I'm about
Shit.
to
You
say
know what
I
I'm
didn't know
saying?
how long I was trying to get off early.
We off this for real. So the next
Yeah.
game is the Jets at Tampa Bay. We both have Tampa Bay. Shout out to the Bake Show. He's been balling. Tampa Bay with the young boy from Ohio State. What's his name? The receiver?
What is his name? Is it
Igma,
Jackson?
Igma.
No. No.
Yeah,
Emeka Abuka. Or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
him.
That's his
He been
name,
balling.
right?
Nah, you straight,
So,
bro. You straight. You ain't gotta apologize, my nigga.
yeah,
But nah, yeah, he been balling. Running back, Irvin been balling. So I definitely got them. And I think Justin Fields is out. Tyrod Taylor will be starting for this game for the Jets and shit. So, um, yeah, we definitely both got Tampa Bay in that game. And then you got Washington. I mean, well, the Raiders at Washington. The Washington will be starting Marcus Mariota and instead of Jayden Daniels. And we both still went with Washington just because we feel like they're the better football team out of the two. And shit, no doubt. And, the next game is that you got a NFC South showdown with Atlanta at Carolina. We both have Atlanta just based off the fact that they're a better team. What a game that can honestly rival for a game of the week for the AFC side, or even just game of the week in general, is Denver at the Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers. This might be one of the best games of the week. Might be one of the best games of the year for real. This early part of the year, of course. and shit. But I'm looking forward to this game. Two low key good defenses, especially in the Chargers standpoint. We already know what Denver does on the defensive end. If Bo
Yeah.
Nix could stay consistent on the offensive end, the offense is really nice for real.
Well, let me ask you one thing, Preem. Do you feel that them with the which my damn, I'm getting tongue tied already. That since Jim Harbaugh has become the coach of the Chargers, that we've seen instant improvement in how they go about just winning football games.
Hell yeah.
Is it immediate? Like,
Hell yeah. I think even with their lack of success in the playoffs, I think their team that like the way you look at the team is different because he's the coach. You
they
feel
could
me?
hold on, because they're what, 2-1?
What in the playoffs with him?
No, this year, the record
They-
this season.
no, I think they're 2-0 or 3-0.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? They undefeated.
2-1.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
So, I mean, what I'm saying it's
yeah.
early. That's why I asked that question.
Right.
No,
No, they
because it's
definitely look like a different team. You know what I'm saying? Under
yeah,
his tutelage, whatever I have to say that. Y'all
yeah.
see, I'm almost done my shit, so you know what that means.
Word.
but they definitely look like a different squad. And honestly, I got to give Sean Payton just as much credit out there in Denver because you know how I felt about bro. I'm not going to sit here and try to hide anything. I thought that Sean Payton wasn't as good as he made himself look like in New Orleans just because he had one of the best quarterbacks of all times out there.
Well,
But I think
speaking
that
of,
he's, you know what I'm saying, out here in Denver, he's proven that he's a hell of a head coach and shit, especially with this young team that he's able to develop and shit.
so it's funny you say that because we got the Saints in Saints in Seattle
Yes, sir. And we both
Seahawks.
went over there and we both go ahead and pick Seattle. I know this actually hurt bro because this is somebody in his division. This is how I feel. I hate picking teams in my division to win. But as you
Yeah.
guys can see, I'm not biased towards that because I picked Washington.
And I picked Seattle, right? You know what I
right,
mean? So we're definitely not
right.
biased over here. It's just
So
the Saints just ain't good, man. I'm sorry.
just a better
Oh,
team, right?
man.
Just a better team. There's not much to talk about. The Saints, just like he
Yeah,
said,
it
Saints
ain't
is
much to
not
talk
good.
about in that game, to be honest with
Right.
you.
The game that I'm probably gonna be streaming and watching for the watch along this week is Dallas at Chicago.
Mm.
Um Early season trap game, in my opinion, for Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys just came off an emotional late game win against the Giants in a game that honestly should have been a blowout, but the defense decided that they are not going to play defense at all in that game, right? So, so you go into a team and you going away. You go into a team that's desperate, 0-2, first time head coach that had a lot of high expectations. Got a rookie, got a quarterback, high expectations. You got a vulnerable defense
Oh,
and shit.
yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't messing with you.
You
Yeah.
have a vulnerable
All right, let me get
you
out
have
of
a vulnerable
there.
defense in the Dallas Cowboys and shit. And
Oh shoot,
we
that's
known to
funny.
struggle against Ben Johnson's offense. We known to do that. When he
Right.
was coaching the Lions, we saw Dallas struggle against that offense. And shit. So with all these variables coming in, I got Dallas 38-21. That's my final. That's
Oh
my
yeah.
final score. With
Okay.
all that shit I just said, all that variables coming in, Dallas 38-21.
Word.
I think that Ben Johnson is a really good coach. I think that the Bears not a really good team, especially their offensive line is still really
Yeah.
really bad. Um, and I just think Dallas is the better squad, and our defense is not as bad as it looked
Yeah.
in week 2, but it's damn sure not as good as it looked in week 1. We're somewhere in the middle. You
I
know what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
when the Bears, when they get their footing,
Right.
they're gonna be a competitive team. They're just not gonna get their footing this week. And you know what? The funny thing is, this gonna sound kind of crazy, but I do think that's what's really gonna make us decide whether he's a good coach or not. Because if you're going to be taking these losses, if you can just find a way to be competitive in those losses,
Right.
because your team is just they're only but so good right now. You know what I mean? You just getting there. And I think we've seen some improvement in Caleb Williams' play.
I think we have too.
Get small sample, but I think I feel like he just makes better decisions in the games that I've played. It's not him
I
throwing
think the
the
game
game
might have
away.
yeah, it looked like the game might have slowed down a little bit for him. I think he's a little
Yeah,
bit more patient now. I think he might, you know what I'm saying, he might be a little bit too careful at the, you know what I'm saying, at this early part of the season, because there's certain throws that you can make that you're not letting it rip because you got PTSD from last season. Shit, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, you
So it's
also gotta
like just
put
get
you gotta
comfortable
put
in
it
that
together.
offense too. Yeah, get comfortable in the offense, understanding
Yeah,
the timing of
protect
the
the
routes and
ball.
shit like that, all that type
Yeah,
shit.
as long as you protect the
But
ball, you always got a chance
this
to win.
game, I don't. I'm hoping that none of that shit come together for this game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Then we got another look. So he picked another NFC West team to win. Well, he ain't had no choice
I
in this
had no
one.
choice. Yeah, moves.
Shit. And we got
Yeah,
Arizona at San Fran. I think both of us would have changed our picks if Brock Purdy was playing. But with Brock Purdy being now, and Mac Jones had a pretty damn good game last week. He had a pretty damn good game last week. But
yeah.
I think that Arizona just actually, like, you even said it's something in pre-production that made sense to me. Like the fact that Marvin Harrison Jr. just probably just go the fuck off for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I'm
they
waiting
ain't gonna be
for it.
able to keep up and
I'm
shit.
waiting for it.
Like just snap for
I
no
don't
damn
have,
reason.
and most times it's so crazy because when you watch, you hear some of the other sports program shows and all that. This is not the same 49 team. You know what I mean?
No,
We're talking
no, and
about
I don't
them.
know why they still giving them credit like they are. But go ahead, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't have Brock Purdy going into this game. You don't have Debo Samuels anymore. So
right.
I see, and these guys were major. They're major contributors.
Yeah,
So they,
you still don't have Brandon Ayuk. You just George
yeah,
Kittle's not there. He's
right.
injured also. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of y'all starting offense is not even there. I know y'all what's the nigga name? Parasite, whatever.
Yeah, Ricky.
Uh
Yeah,
yeah, I know
yeah. I
y'all
know what
like
you're talking about.
him, but I'm pretty sure he's not about to be the next TO. You know, I could be wrong,
Yeah,
but whatever. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
yeah. We going with the Cardinals. So now we got
Yeah, we
Kansas
definitely rocking
City
out with the
versus
Cardinals.
the New York
That's Sunday night
Giants.
football right there too. Kansas City
Okay.
at the Giants. Yo, so look, I'm gonna say this on the podcast because I'm gonna get credit for this shit. I gotta say this out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I y'all, as you guys can see, I picked Kansas City, but my low key upset of the week is the Giants winning that game. For real, I know y'all
Mm.
like y'all. You can't pick the niggas that didn't have him as an upset pick. It's my podcast. I can do the fuck I want. If if goddamn the Giants win, just know y'all heard it here first. That's the goddamn upset of the week right there. Giants over Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. Even
Mm.
though you guys can clearly see I picked Kansas City, and then we got
Gotcha.
Monday Night Football, which is probably the game of the week. Contender, in my opinion, I think is the game of the week without a doubt. You got
Mm.
two of the best teams in each conference going at it on prime time Monday night with Jared Goff and the Lions going to Baltimore to see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
This game is going to be fun. Based off of the way that these guys was just scoring off of the last two games. Um, this motherfucker right here, boy. This motherfucker right here, his bad energy out here in these goddamn social media universes and shit. I can't with this nigga. But this game right here might be one of the best games. All right, yo, I'm telling y'all, if the Giants defensive line come to play, y'all mark my words, nigga. Mark my motherfucking words. But the Lions and the goddamn Ravens might be one of the best games of the year. Like I said, like two of the best offenses coming off of what they did the past week. The Lions just put up 52 points. The Ravens just put up 40 in 3 or 2.5 quarters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
It's
just. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
nah, it's gonna be fun. The thing I'm worried about most is Baltimore defense, especially their second half defense. It seemed like they just let up for some reason. They didn't do that this past week, which is good, but they known for doing that. Uh, but I think this game, excuse me, I think this game is gonna be dope as hell. Um, without a doubt. Bro said he got a question. Go ahead, ask him, my guy. There's no problem at all. But I think this game is gonna be the dopest game of the week, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be the most entertaining game of the week. It should be at least based off of all the star power and how good both teams are. What you think, bro?
Uh, Detroit has they have a really good team. It's real simple, man. I think for them to win, it's going to just really depend on 16, man. Jared Goff. Like, it's so funny. Detroit. He really is like be Rabbit in 8 Mile, man. When he threw up in the bathroom and all that. It's like you just never really know with this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, that's a fact. That's a
depending,
fact.
these weak
Especially when
arms.
it comes to prime time games and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, they get after him. They pull on his jersey, he gonna fall down.
that's a fact. So as you saw,
Yeah, yeah,
Sean in the chat asks, do y'all think that Lamar Jackson got robbed last year for MVP? Without a doubt, in my opinion.
yeah.
Um, I think that the year that he won the MVP should have been Dak Prescott MVP with less. You know what I'm saying? I know people don't want to have that conversation, but Dak Prescott had more passing yards than Lamar Jackson had total yards that year. And shit, he
Mm.
had more passing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson had total touchdowns that year. You know what I'm saying? So,
We'll have to go back and look into that one,
oh
brother.
yeah, no,
We
no,
got to
no.
look
We
into
can
that one.
in every statistical category he was higher, except for rushing, of course. But he was a
Mm.
better. You know what I'm saying? He was better than. But
But who was more?
last year
All
Lamar
right.
Jackson had one of the best
Yeah.
quarterbacking years, period, of all time, in my opinion. This man completed damn near 70% of his passes, 4,500 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and that's passing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is like his first MVP year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's equivalent to his first MVP year. And
Right.
this nigga, Josh Allen had, I think, 27 or 26 passing touchdowns. I know he had, I think, 12 rushing touchdowns. So you gotta give him credit for that. But I think
Right.
Lamar had like 8 rushing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So he still had more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He might have had a little bit less than 8, but he still had more total touchdowns than uh goddamn Josh Allen and shit. I think that what happened was they couldn't give it to him 2 years in a row, and they wanted to give it to Josh Allen for the longest. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they just had to give it to him that year, this past year. I don't think that he deserved it for those stats. I think it was a lot of quarterback. Hell, Joe Burrow played better than him last year, in my opinion, too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he had the equivalent stats of Justin Herbert, if Josh Allen with that MVP
Yeah.
and shit. So I don't see how we could look at that and say that yeah he had a better season than Lamar and he deserved that MVP. But I think that's just politics when it comes to the game and how they looking at it. It's like it's his turn type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Politics as usual.
Yeah, we talked about that in the past episode about how they have to change the voting for MVP and for the Hall of Fame um, process
Yeah.
and shit. We talked about that in nauseum at one point for real, like.
Right.
But yeah, I think that when it comes to those two guys, and like I saw this shit, Greeny on Get Up said this shit, bro. This man said that there is no quarterback in the history of football that's better than Josh Allen. And niggas immediately said, like, you got motherfuckers playing right now that's better than Josh Allen. And Lamar Jackson is one of them, in my opinion. Lamar Jackson,
Oh
if you
hell
talk
yeah.
about career-wise, he's a better career passer, QBR, and completion percentage for those of you guys that love those numbers and shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
whatever way you want to put it, he's the better player, in my opinion. Y'all just don't like the hue of his skin. And then he said, them two picks don't count for real. Them teammates can't catch that shit. Now, I don't know. You talking about from Lamar, yeah. And like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like that's a fact. And he still had less total turnovers than like everything he had was better statistically than Josh Allen last year. So but
That's a fact.
we gotta get into our question of the week. I don't have a graphic for it, so we're gonna just ask this bitch. Yeah,
All right.
we're gonna just ask this bitch, and we got some people in the chat that's not bald, so they wouldn't understand.
All right.
So this is a question between me and you and shit for real. Like, how did you feel when you first found out that you was losing your motherfucking hair?
Uh, First thing I thought, I said I ain't got no real friends around me. Cause ain't nobody say nothing. That's what I thought, including this motherfucker. Yeah, you know what it was, bro. When I first noticed it, we was actually at your people's house, man. And I seen a picture. It
Right.
was from one of them holidays or something. And I was looking at my hairline, and it was just a lot more forehead, and that joint was like it was just back, like. And I was like, damn, nobody. It was just, and it was shining too. It was just like,
Nah,
it
it
was
was
like,
noticeable. Like I understand what you're saying.
it was like,
Right.
it was giving Stephen A. it wasn't quite there, but it was just like it was further back than I seen the difference over the years in that joint. And I was just like, yeah, I can't keep doing this. Like,
I can't keep putting
yo,
myself through this shit.
matter of fact, you remember that show? Remember Moesha? The
Yeah,
show
hell
Moesha.
yeah.
Remember how her dad joint was?
Yeah, the Frank Jones.
Yeah. How the joint like you just like it was just so much.
It was way
Overhead,
too much
like,
space between the hairline and
yeah,
the fore and the
and your
eyebrows and shit.
eyebrow,
Just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just like,
yeah.
nah, chat. I said, yeah, I think it might be
See,
over.
mine
Might
was the
be
complete
over with.
opposite, bro. Mine was I think it was not too long after my firstborn was born and
Mm-hmm.
shit, which is my oldest daughter and shit. I start going bald in the middle of my shit. And people was like, oh, it's because you wear hats all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna stop wearing hats. Then I start getting the cowlicks and
Right.
shit. And then I'm like, yo, why my shit look like Vegeta? You know what I'm saying? But then you know what I'm saying? But now I got a hole in my natural and I got the Vegeta jaw going on this shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
From both, you got it
I'm
from both.
panicking out this bitch, boy. I'm cutting it every which way. I'm getting the little powder dust sprinkled in the motherfucker. Bro, I didn't let this
Oh
shit go
shit.
gracefully at all, nigga. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I didn't let this shit go gracefully at all, nigga. I didn't try all the tricks of the trade. Nigga, I got a lace
My boy.
front. Y'all niggas didn't know
Oh,
when your boy had a lace front. Your boy had a lace front, boy.
who had a lace front?
Nigga, go look at my wedding day pictures. I'm giving y'all some insider secrets right here. You hear me? Go look at my wedding
Yo,
pictures.
you
Look at your boy
bullshit. You
shit.
ain't had no damn lace
Look
front.
at your boy shit in his wedding pictures. Yeah. I ain't bullshitting. I ain't bullshitting, bro.
No. You
I
put
ain't
the little.
bullshitting.
You put
I
the
ain't let
cap
that
on.
shit go, bro. I ain't let that shit go gracefully at all.
Was it like a
At all.
glue, some type
It
of
was
adhesive?
look. So look, I went to the
Like you
look. I
just
just
stuck it on there, like and just did one of
listen.
these numbers,
I
and it
went to
just
the
stuck on.
joint. I went to the joint. Like, yo, cut my shit. My wedding day coming up. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, I can do some shit for you if you want to. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
shit!
Like,
Oh,
I'm
he
like, all right, show me some
identified.
pictures of what you did to other people. Let me see how I look. Shit look flawless. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hook your boy up. You feel me? So he did that shit. Did you notice it?
Give me the number 7.
You was my best man. Did you notice it?
Nah, well, no, yeah, you wait. I couldn't see the top of your
Come
head from
on,
that.
bro. But you
That's
could he blended
crazy.
the fade on the side though. You wouldn't even guess.
You know what? Now that you say
You
that,
wouldn't even
hold up,
guess.
hold up. Nah, you know, now that you say that, I'm thinking back. That's not your regular cut.
Yeah, and I was sweating like a motherfucker, and that
Now
shit didn't
that
go
you say
nowhere.
that, I'm looking at things.
I
Yeah,
was sweating like a motherfucker. The shit didn't move.
yo,
Remember, because you kept hitting me the napkins because I was up there looking
yeah,
like a pastor. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Now that I'm thinking about, yeah, your
Come
cut was
on,
like you
bro.
can
I
be
had
like
the Boosie joint and
you
shit.
did.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm about to
saying?
say. Now
Yeah.
that I think about it,
Come
I'm
on, bro. Stop playing with your
like,
nigga
oh,
voice.
that's crazy.
Stop playing
Yo,
with me.
now that I think about it, like, yo, he did have a different cut. I knew something
Listen,
was.
man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Come on now.
Yo.
Come on
Oh,
now.
dang, that's wild. I didn't even notice. Now that it wasn't. I mean, I noticed, but it just went right over,
And I
right
can't
over
because
my
the way
head.
I carried it like I
The
always
front
had
of
hair
you.
forever. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Yo, that's
It
so
was
crazy. Now that you say that, I'm like, yo, he did have. Going now that I go back to that day, I said, oh, joint, that's crazy.
nah, ain't nothing to talk about on this one. Ain't nothing to talk
Oh,
about on that one. I mean, prime for
oh
prime, it might be something to
man.
talk about. You know what I'm saying? We talk about fantasy,
Oh
like, you know what I'm
Lord have
saying, booking
mercy.
and shit like that. But if we talk about right now, ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Ain't
real
nothing to
quick,
talk
we can
about.
just talk about how Bud beat. I mean, listen, man, he put them hands on
Belt to
Canelo.
ass.
He def man, listen,
Look,
boy, he beat the
a great man once said he beat the Modelos out of that.
refried beans and all that shit. You know what I mean?
He
He
beat the
beat the
Modelos out of that
beat the
motherfucker.
chalupa out of that, the little dog and
For
all that.
real.
Like, got all
For
that out of
real.
there.
And
You
for
know what I
everybody
mean?
said, oh, Canelo in his prime is still, I don't think so. Because, like I said, Canelo got prime against boxing, nigga. And Bud is going to outbox most motherfuckers,
Yeah,
bro. For real.
yeah,
But
man.
Bud versus Floyd in their prime at what? At what weight? 137, 147?
Well, I mean, listen. That's a hard one because the I mean, hold up now. Bud at one time he started like 147 at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bud was 147. Um, honestly, I think I would go with Bud, man, because Bud can box, and I feel like, see, this is the thing. I feel like he would have walked Floyd down. Only because, see, the thing is, what Floyd has over a lot of guys, to me, is that Floyd is technically sound as far as boxing. Yes,
Right.
everybody's a boxer, but everybody don't box.
No, I understand what
Floyd,
you're saying. Right.
even with messed up hands, Floyd's ability as far as defense and not to get hit, at least at a very minimal rate, it is second to none.
That's
But
a fact.
against someone who actually can box as well, very well, and can deliver those punches, power translates at every weight class he's been at. If you talking about at that point, I mean the guy. I mean, what separates him? Let's really talk about it. Other than the
I
fact
think
that one of the
for
guys
me,
is undisputed at 3 weight classes, and that was
right.
Bud. So
I think
Bud
for
to me,
me, in they prime at, you know what I'm saying, 147, I would probably, just because I probably go with Floyd and shit. And that's based off of the fact that Floyd is one of the most intelligent boxers in the ring, and he knows a counter for every counter that you ask. I think it would be a dope ass fight. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, for sure.
I think the power is one of those things that can be a big ass difference. You know what I'm saying, with
Mm,
Bud and shit. But it wouldn't be the first time that Floyd was at a disadvantage with the power and shit. So I think that those two
like when,
guys against each other
like when,
and shit, like
like
in,
when.
in any of his fight, especially since the hands issues, like any of his
I
fights since
mean,
then, for
well,
real.
well,
Like,
what I would have to ask you is though, but who would be the equivalent to a Bud Crawford though?
well, not like
In a
technically
prime,
nobody. Yeah,
and
nobody.
and
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what, and I
But
think that's what
you
makes
gotta
the
ask that
question
question
mark.
about Bud too. Who would be the equivalent that he fought against? Uh, you know what I'm saying? Floyd in his prime. You know, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? One of the best defensive boxers that we ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Well, there goes the question mark. So I mean, shoot,
hell
get in the
yeah,
comments and let us know what y'all think about that
hell
as
yeah.
well.
We
You
gonna
know what I
come.
mean?
We would definitely be back next Saturday for another episode. We don't know if we're gonna be live or not, but we had to come back live for the premiere episode of season motherfucking 2.
And
You
real quick
feel
before we get
me?
out of here, it's LeBron over everybody, man. I just wanted to say this: LeBron over everybody, man.
Oh, what do you got? Okay, you say
It's LeBron over everybody,
MJ,
man.
Brian, Kobe. Um, for the sake of argument, I mean, no, like for the like to not argue, it's LeBron over everybody.
It's
And
LeBron. It's everybody.
we
Yeah,
definitely gonna be back
LeBron.
next week, talk some more shit. You guys saw our picks of the week, so you make sure you turn in on Monday to first hit first down, where I go over
Mm-hmm.
and see if we want 16-0 this week, or at least, like I say, we try and be 500 or better every week. You know what I'm saying? So you
For
guys
sure.
give us y'all picks down below. You make sure you comment, like, subscribe, follow on everywhere social media, Smoking Buds, Wake and Bake Podcast, wherever you can find us. Make sure you guys are hitting those buttons. We appreciate it. Shout out to all of our Patreon.
Patreon. I was just
This
about to say that.
episode right here. This
Right?
episode right here. Welcome back, CJ Ramirez, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. We
Mm.
name our podcasts after our Patreons. That's one of the perks that you get when you come over there. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
man.
we appreciate the love. As always, peace and love. And remember, stay fried, my friends. We are
Yes,
gone.
sir.